Hello, so in this video, I'm just going to show you what I did for my KODU game and how I did all my programming. So first of all, I'm just going to show you all the questions that I answered. So uh, you can win this game that I created by collecting all the apples before the time runs out or before you get hit. And how can you lose your game? You can lose your game by not collecting all the apples before the time runs out or before you get hit. And well, yeah, I do have glass walls just basically all over the borders of the world, so you can't really fall off. And then the scoring mechanisms are pretty simple. Just every time you eat an apple, you get a point, and if you reach 10 points, I believe, you will win the game. Next, the enemies are basically fishes or KODUs, and they both shoot missiles at you. And if you get hit, you will die. And if you complete a level, you will automatically move to the next level, and I'll show you how I programmed that. The hardest thing to get working was, setting the timer because I didn't want to make the time just so short so it's too easy to complete, but I also didn't want to make it too long so it's easy. And finally, what would I want to improve? Well, to be honest, if I had more time, I could have improved the landscape or the kind of ground and settings and stuff. So basically, I just want to make it a higher quality. So now I'm going to move on to the programmings. So the first one is basically moving. I programmed it so if you move the L stick on your Xbox controller, then you can move quite quickly. And then if the health goes to 0, I know it says points, but it was the only way I could do it. So if the health gets 0, then you basically end. So it means if you get hit, you die. And if you score 10 points, then you will win. That was pretty straightforward. And now, I know you can't see because of this, this kind of square box, but behind this, I'll tell you. So if you bump into an apple, then you'll eat it. So pretty simple. And then number 5, if you bump into an apple, you will eat it, but this time I said, bump into an apple, you score 10 points. Of course, for the other levels, you don't score 10 points at once, you score 1. This was just a bit different. Now, at number 6, if your character that you're controlling sees KODU, then it says something. Or in my other levels, it might see a fish and it says something. So you just have to change the KODU into a fish. Next, gamepad, left trigger. So if you click the left trigger on the game controller, what it'll do is it will shoot a missile. And finally, the timing. So the timer is 60, 60, 60, 60, 60 seconds, so which is 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes. In some of the other levels, I made it shorter just by, simply erasing some of these 60s. And if the timer runs out, then you will automatically die. And then this is for the enemies, and all the enemies are basically the same. So if it sees the cycle, it'll shoot a missile. But for some of the levels, I don't use cycle, I use an octopus, so I'll just simply change the cycle into an octopus. So if it sees an octopus, it'll shoot a missile. And also what I did is if it sees the cycle or octopus, then it will move toward it, but slowly, because I made quite a lot of enemies, so I didn't want to make it move so fast. So that was all of my programming, and thank you for listening.